key focus is the transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources like wind, solar, and geothermal. Fossil fuel consumption is the leading cause of greenhouse gas emissions, and shifting to clean energy can significantly reduce carbon footprints. Governments and industries must prioritize investment in renewable energy infrastructure to accelerate this transition. In addition to energy shifts, global adaptation efforts are necessary to protect vulnerable communities. Flooding, droughts, and heat waves are becoming more frequent and intense. Building resilient infrastructure, promoting sustainable agriculture, and supporting disaster preparedness are crucial to help communities cope with climate change impacts. Reforestation and preserving natural ecosystems are also vital to restoring balance to the planet. Forests act as carbon sinks, absorbing CO2 and mitigating climate change. Halting deforestation and planting trees on a large scale can help combat global warming while preserving biodiversity and supporting the health of the planet. Finally, tackling climate change requires collective global efforts. Countries must collaborate, share knowledge, and invest in green technologies to create a unified response. Working together, the world can mitigate climate change, promote sustainability, and secure a healthy future for generations to come. In 2025, the urgency to combat climate change is undeniable. Rising temperatures and extreme weather events highlight the need for immediate action. Without swift intervention, the planet faces irreversible damage affecting ecosystems and human lives alike. Transitioning to renewable energy sources is essential to reduce global emissions. Solar, wind, and hydroelectric power offer sustainable alternatives to fossil fuels, which are the primary drivers of climate change. Governments and businesses must prioritize investments in green energy to accelerate this shift. Adapting to climate change is also crucial, especially for vulnerable communities. Rising sea levels and extreme weather events demand stronger infrastructure and more resilient urban planning. Ensuring that these communities have access to resources will help mitigate the worst effects of climate change. Reforestation efforts and the protection of natural ecosystems are vital for restoring balance to the planet. Forests and other natural habitats help absorb CO2, acting as a natural defense against climate change. Halting deforestation and supporting large-scale reforestation initiatives can make a significant impact. Finally, global cooperation is key in tackling climate change. Nations must work together, sharing resources, technology, and knowledge. Only through collective action can we effectively address the climate crisis and ensure a sustainable future for all. In 2025, global collaboration and diplomacy are more important than ever to address shared challenges. Climate change, health crisis, and economic inequality are issues that transcend borders. Countries must work together, combining resources and expertise to find solutions that benefit everyone. International agreements and treaties play a vital role in fostering cooperation. Climate agreements like the Paris Agreement help set global goals for reducing emissions, but more action is needed. Stronger commitments and collaboration are essential to meet these goals and keep global temperatures in check. Diplomacy also extends to health and economic issues. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted how interconnected the world is, and future crises will require coordinated responses. By sharing medical resources, data, and knowledge, countries can better prepare for and manage global health challenges. Trade agreements and economic partnerships are another area where diplomacy is crucial. Fair and equitable trade practices help reduce inequality and create opportunities for economic growth. International collaboration can ensure that wealth and resources are more evenly distributed across nations. Ultimately, global cooperation is necessary for peace and stability. Geopolitical tensions can hinder progress, but diplomatic efforts can build bridges between nations. By working together, the world can address its most pressing challenges and create a more sustainable and prosperous future. Governments and industries must prioritize green energy investments, driving innovation and creating the infrastructure needed for a sustainable future. Adaptation to climate change is also a critical focus. Vulnerable communities face increasing risks from floods, droughts, and heat waves. Building resilient infrastructure, promoting climate-smart agriculture, and ensuring access to resources will help mitigate the impact of climate-related disasters and protect the most affected populations. Reforestation efforts and the protection of natural ecosystems are central to combat our essential. Forests and other natural habitats absorb carbon and maintain biodiversity, making them essential in the fight against global warming. Large-scale reforestation and halting deforestation are vital strategies for restoring ecological balance. Finally, tackling climate change requires global collaboration. The climate crisis is a shared challenge that transcends borders, and only through international cooperation can meaningful progress be made. Countries must unite to share resources, knowledge, and technologies, ensuring a collective response to safeguard the planet's future. In 2025, the rapid transition to renewable energy has become an urgent priority. Fossil fuels remain the dominant source of global emissions, driving climate change. Shifting to cleaner energy sources such as solar, wind, and hydropower is critical to reducing carbon footprints and combating global warming. Governments must play a key role by implementing policies that incentivize renewable energy adoption. Tax credits, subsidies, and long-term contracts for clean energy projects can help accelerate the transition. These measures will not only reduce emissions but also drive economic growth by creating green jobs and sustainable industries. At the same time, technological innovation is key to making renewable energy more efficient and accessible. Advances in energy storage, smart grids, and renewable energy technologies will make clean energy more reliable and cost-effective. These innovations can help overcome the challenges of intermittency, ensuring energy security while minimizing environmental impact. The transition to renewable energy also requires investment in infrastructure. Expanding energy grids, building charging stations for electric vehicles, and upgrading existing power plants will support the widespread adoption of clean energy. A modernized energy infrastructure is crucial for creating a resilient and sustainable energy system. Global cooperation is essential to ensuring the success of renewable energy initiatives. Countries must collaborate to share technology, research, and funding to promote clean energy solutions. By working together, nations can accelerate the transition, reduce global emissions, and help mitigate the impacts of climate change on a global scale. In 2025, addressing climate change has reached a critical juncture. The effects of global warming, rising temperatures, melting ice caps, and extreme weather events are becoming more severe. Immediate action to reduce emissions and adopt sustainable practices is essential for preventing irreversible environmental damage. In 2025, the urgency of climate action has reached a critical point. As scientists and experts are increasingly vocal about the consequences of inaction, which include rising global temperatures, extreme weather events, and the loss of biodiversity. Governments, industries, and individuals alike must take responsibility and act swiftly to prevent irreversible damage. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions through renewable energy adoption, energy efficiency, and sustainable practices has never been more crucial. One of the primary areas where immediate action is needed is in transitioning to clean energy. The burning of fossil fuels continues to be the largest contributor to global warming, and the world needs to shift to solar, wind, and other renewable sources to meet the growing energy demand sustainably. This transition must be accelerated, with governments providing incentives for green energy investments and industries moving towards zero-carbon operations. In addition to reducing emissions, climate adaptation strategies are essential. Communities, especially those in vulnerable regions, need infrastructure that can withstand extreme weather patterns. Investing in flood defenses, drought-resistant crops, and sustainable urban planning is necessary to protect populations from the increasing effects of climate change. Climate resilience must be woven into the fabric of urban and rural development globally. Reforestation and the protection of existing forests also play a key role in tackling climate change. Forests act as carbon sinks, absorbing large amounts of CO2, and their preservation is vital for a stable climate. Deforestation must be halted immediately, and large-scale reforestation projects must be initiated to restore the balance of the planet's ecosystems. Protecting biodiversity and the natural world is directly linked to combating climate change and ensuring a livable future for generations to come. Finally, climate action requires a collective, global approach. It is not enough for a single country or region to take steps. The world must unite in the fight against climate change. International agreements such as the Paris Agreement must be adhered to, and richer nations must assist developing countries in adopting green technologies and coping with the impacts of climate change. The climate crisis is a shared challenge, and only through global cooperation can the goal of a sustainable, low-carbon future be achieved. In 2025, addressing climate change is more urgent than ever. Rising temperatures, extreme weather events, and environmental degradation are at a tipping point. Immediate global action is necessary to reduce emissions, preserve ecosystems, and shift to sustainable practices, ensuring a livable planet for future generations. A key focus is the transition to renewable energy. Fossil fuels remain the dominant source of emissions, but rapid investment in solar, wind, and other green energy technologies is essential. Governments and industries must work together to create policies and infrastructures that promote clean energy, reducing dependence on polluting resources. Climate adaptation is equally crucial. Vulnerable communities worldwide are experiencing the impacts of climate change, from flooding to droughts. Investing in resilient infrastructure, sustainable agriculture, And flood defenses will help protect these populations and make cities more resilient to future climate challenges. Reforestation and ecosystem protection are vital components of combating climate change. Forests act as carbon sinks, and their destruction accelerates global warming. Halting deforestation and promoting large-scale reforestation projects will help restore natural balance and safeguard biodiversity, essential for a healthy planet. Ultimately, global collaboration is needed to tackle climate change effectively. Climate change is a worldwide problem requiring cooperation between nations, industries, and individuals. By uniting our efforts, we can share resources, technologies, and knowledge to combat this crisis and ensure a sustainable, green future. In 2025, global health resilience is a critical focus for the future. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted vulnerabilities in healthcare systems worldwide, showing the need for better preparedness for future health crises. Strengthening healthcare infrastructure and ensuring rapid access to treatments and vaccines are essential to safeguarding public health. Improving healthcare systems involves addressing both physical infrastructure and access to care. Developing countries in particular need increased investment in health facilities and resources to handle both routine care and emergencies. Ensuring equitable healthcare access for all, especially marginalized communities, is crucial for global health resilience. Mental health has become a major priority alongside physical health. The pandemic and other global stressors have shown the importance of mental well-being, and there is a growing need for mental health services. Governments and organizations must work together to reduce stigma and provide support for those facing mental health challenges. Another focus for health resilience is investing in public health data and technology. Efficient data collection and analysis enable faster response times and more informed decisions during health crises. Building robust health surveillance systems and ensuring data transparency can help prevent the spread of diseases and improve healthcare delivery. Finally, global collaboration plays a pivotal role in health resilience. Health threats do not respect borders, and a coordinated international effort is essential. Sharing resources, knowledge, and technology across countries can strengthen global health systems and ensure preparedness for future challenges. In 2025, the urgency to address climate change has never been more apparent. Rising temperatures and extreme weather events are escalating, threatening ecosystems and human life. Immediate action is essential to mitigate the impacts, with a focus on reducing emissions, protecting natural resources, and promoting sustainability in all sectors. A key solution is accelerating the shift to renewable energy. Fossil fuel dependency continues to drive global warming, and transitioning to clean energy sources like solar and wind is crucial.